Hello everybody, welcome to episode 91 of the Save Slot 3 podcast. I'm your host, EOF Gizmo, joined this week by Masofdas, Chris Pengi.
Hello everyone.
And everyone's favourite, Mr. Craig Phoenix.
Hello.
The intro is Gears of War, that's why I've done that, but there we go. Hello boys, thank you for another week of living your lives and not murdering each other, which is really all I ever ask. And how are we? Are we all okay?
Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah, Pengles is really excited to be with us today. I'm sure we're going to find out why.
It's because he's had a week off, or he's having a week off.
He hasn't had to suffer.
That's right.
Well, we did see Craig in his beautiful new, I'm going to go with uniform, but I really mean
I won't
outfit.
go that far.
But yeah, it looked very stylish. And we'll get a picture put up on the screen now. No, I'm joking. Right,
I'm now full of McDonald's and hatred.
Well, so let's do the McDonald's talk, Craig, because we've also McDonald's, and we made a grave error.
Right. Okay.
We saw the chicken combo thing they now do.
What, the Mac delivery?
On the McDelivery. You seen that?
Yeah,
Craig?
you get some nuggets and some selects. It's that one.
You said some nuggets, Pengi. It's 20 nuggets and 10 selects.
Jesus, that's a lot.
That's
I thought it was like 6 and 3.
No, it was like 16 quid. So we were like, I'll do that. On top of obviously each getting our own burgers.
Oh yeah, that's a lot.
So I'm pretty full of chicken calories and cholesterol right now, but I'm now eating a toffee apple Twix mini McFlurry because it's all about balance, Craig.
Oh, you went for dessert as well.
Oh yeah.
God.
What are you going to do? If you're going to have a heart attack, you might as well have a fun one, aren't you?
Wait, so is it the toffee apple Twix McFlurry?
So it's Twix with toffee apple sauce.
That sounds awful.
It's okay.
That seems weird.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that.
Not the one I ordered.
No.
My girlfriend didn't listen to me when I said
Chloe made mistakes, yeah?
She did. Yeah. She's got her Oreos now. She's happy.
Yeah, well, she's got your Oreos by the sound of it, Dave. That's what sounds like.
They look tasty from here.
Yeah, I'm sure they are. I'm sure you can enjoy them from afar, yeah?
It's fine. It's kind of
live vicariously,
right? It's some of the sacrifice you just have to make in your life, boys.
Mm.
But anyway, you did get a large milkshake, Dave.
Did you?
A lot of milkshake.
It's like 500 calories, the large milkshake, because
I know.
And I'm like,
I'm feeling it right now, Dave. I'll be honest with you.
We've just blown the 1,000 on each on the chicken. Probably don't need to then add that. So one of us has played football today.
So dry.
The other one has not.
Very dry from it. Weird.
Well, if you do keel over, we will send Mr. Fluffy in to save you.
Please do.
But McDonald's talk aside, let's talk about some video games. So let's talk about what we buy in and play in and everything in between. Let's start with Pengi.
Yes.
What have you done this week, boy?
So on Nintendo, I've played nothing.
Right.
Woo!
And I've got a bit of a pickup. I had the Zelda and Ganon Tears of the Kingdom amiibo arrive.
How much were they?
I think they were. I want to say they were $14.99 each, but I may be wrong because I ordered them like whenever they announced them in the direct, and then they turned up.
$14.99.
Yeah, each.
Okay.
I might be wrong. Like I said, I ordered them when they were announced in whatever direct they were, like right afterwards, and then totally forgot about them, and then they arrived.
I do hope you've got the calculator out, Craig.
Oh, I do. Don't worry. Are these the Tears of the Kingdom amiibos?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Game you really liked, yeah?
No, but I do like Ganon and Princess Zelda, and they are, look decent amiibo. This is only the second Ganon we've got, and I think it's the 6th Princess Zelda we've got, off the top of my head, without counting them all. So, something good has come from that game, I guess.
Chris Pengi. Right, what else have you bought, Pengi?
Right, so that's Nintendo. Then on other, I've played nothing, and I picked up 1989 Taylor's version on vinyl.
What has that got to do with video games, Chris?
What are you on about? Is that a Taylor Swift vinyl?
A Taylor Swift album on vinyl.
And he's mentioned that now.
Yeah, 1989 Taylor's version, and came out on the 27th of October. But I just bought it.
Have you listened to it?
Not yet, no.
Do you own the mean to listen to it? Do you own a record player?
Yeah, I own a record player, yeah.
When was the last time you used a record player?
Oh, 3 months ago. whenever I last bought a vinyl.
God, do you? So you know how like video games, you play it once, and then you're like, that's it, I'm done.
Yeah.
Is that how you are with like music vinyls? You put it on
Yeah,
there,
I
play for
think
it once, that's it, I'm done.
Yeah, I think the last time I used my record player, put the LP on there, used it once, flipped it over because there's tracks on the other side, and that job was a good one. Then it goes back in its sleeve and then in the cupboard.
I worry about you, Pengi. I really do.
Well, I'm not
Yeah.
going to include that in the calculator because I don't think it really warrants it. But I'm glad you've given us that information, Chris.
Yeah. So on PlayStation, I have bought two things, and one of them I've played. So one of the things I've bought and not played was Steam Boy on UMD.
Okay.
Again, I don't know if you want to actually count it because it's not a video game; it's a film.
But it's on PSP, so we're going to count it more than the vinyl, I think.
Yeah. So I've not watched it yet. Oh, and I doubt I will, Craig, if you really want to know.
So why did you buy it?
Because it's an anime, UMD, on the PSP collection.
Yeah, so you've just described what it is there, Chris. You haven't really described what made you want to buy it, did you?
Because it's an anime on UMD for PSP.
Yeah, it is. You're right. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying what you're saying is incorrect, Chris. I'm looking for more of like a why as opposed to a what.
Well, that is why. Like, I don't own any live action UMDs, for instance. Well, technically, I do own Silent Hill Experience, but that's
But now, Chris, you're telling me about what stuff you don't own. I don't want to know about the stuff you don't own. I want to know why you bought this one, Chris.
Just did. Just did, Craig.
Okay.
This is why I
Yeah.
don't drink.
Okay. How much was this? Whatever this was, I've forgotten. How much was this?
It's £6.
Good. Okay.
Yeah. So a little bit pricier for a UMD because most UMDs are like a couple of quid, but a lot of the anime type ones and stuff are normally a little bit more expensive. So
Well, the heart gets what the heart wants, Pengi.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then my other PlayStation pickup was RoboCop on PS5.
At least that's a real video game. And how is RoboCop on the PS5?
I started that today, and it's bloody brilliant so far. Going around, shooting things with your Auto 9 and just blasting heads off and dicks off, and everyone's falling to pieces. Oh, it's fantastic. And do your silly little side quests like your RoboCop, I'm just going to give someone a parking ticket because, why not? Great stuff so far.
I did not think we would hear Chris Pengelly saying blasting dicks off on this podcast today, Dave. But
It's one to tick off the bingo card for sure.
that's what we've got. I absolutely love how happy you are about this game, Chris. Your joy brings me joy in this instance.
You can get a trophy for blasting dicks off, Craig. So or an achievement if you're playing.
I'm glad you get something for that.
Yeah, so
it's better than £6 UMD.
Yeah, so I only started RoboCop 2 day, but it's not that long, so maybe by next podcast I may have finished it. So
God.
Yeah, and then on Xbox, I've got two pickups. I got Max Payne 2 on the original Xbox.
Okay.
And Otogi on the original Xbox as well.
Oh, wait a minute. I need to stop you. How much was RoboCop? Sorry, I got lost in the madness.
I think it was 42 quid.
Okay. Yeah. How much was Max Payne?
That was a £5.
Okay. I'm guessing they're never going to get played though, right?
What, Max Payne?
Yes.
No, it went on. It works, and that was it. That's good because it's one of the backwards compatible original Xbox games with the one, the Xbox One and the Series X.
Good. And Utogi, or whatever it was you said.
Otogi, yeah, by From Software, yeah.
How much was that one?
More than £5.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a very good number. Game, to be fair.
Yeah, number to put in the calculator, Chris.
40 quid.
Oh, 40 quid.
Yes.
Is this also a backwards compatible?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Was this exclusive to Xbox? Is this one of the
Yes.
ones that From did back in the day that was exclusive? Yeah.
Yeah.
You played it before? You gonna play
Yes,
it?
I've actually played it and finished it. I have
Wow.
finished a From Software game, and I've played and finished the second one, which is slightly more expensive, and I've not seen the second one in the wild for years to pick that up.
Okay. I'm glad that I'm guessing this is destined for the draw as well.
Yeah, it's had the same treatment as Max Payne, but this is actually, like I said, a good game. Finished it before, so it's got more chance of getting played than Max Payne has got to being played.
Or the UMD or the vinyl. Okay, that's good.
Well, the vinyl will actually get played. I'll play both of them because there's 2 vinyls at once at least.
Good.
Yeah.
You play anything on the Xbox, Chris?
And then played on Xbox 2 things, and I finished both of these things. I'm gonna do them in like reverse order. I'm gonna do the worst one first, and that's 30 Suitors, which I think it came out on Friday, and I finished it yesterday.
This is the Annapurna game, yeah?
This is the Annapurna published game. It's from Outer Loop Games. It's on Game Pass. I believe it's on, I want to say everything, but I'm not sure if it is on Switch or not. It
Who
may
cares
not
about the Switch? Who gives a shit?
It may not be on the Switch. Yes, it's on everything. So the premise of this is kind of like the plot of Scott Pilgrim. So you play as Jala. She's gone back home, and she's got to like fight her 6 exes, but they're not evil exes like in Scott Pilgrim, and it's done in like turn-based combat, a bit like Persona. So they have different weaknesses, and you have to exploit those weaknesses by doing taunts and stuff. And then when you've find out the weakness, you use your abilities, and it's got like mixed in like a skateboarding mini game, a cooking mini game. There's actually a dancing mini game I found as well while I was doing the side quests for some achievements and stuff like that. The story is quite good, and it's a great. It's like has a lot of representation for like the LGBT community. It's that sort of thing. So Dave would actually hate it. It's an indie game like that sort of thing. But all the
What are you trying to say about Dave here, Chris?
Yeah, Pengi.
well, Dave hates weird indie games.
Well, I thought we were going down a different track there, but okay.
No, I'm going for the weird. Yeah, but all the gameplay and stuff is just adequate, not that like great. It's like the skateboarding's fine, but you do it for like 5 minutes, and then you're doing a turn-based combat. It's fine, but then you're doing some cooking for 5 minutes. That's fine. Sort of thing over. I think it's like 9 chapters, and it's only like 7 hours long. It's the story that keeps it going. Weirdly, this would actually, I think, be better as a visual novel than like when they make your choices and stuff and that with all the other characters and that sort of thing. But they've tried to make a video game, if that makes
They
sense.
tried to make a fucking video game, Dave. How dare they?
I know, I'm pretty disappointed to hear that as well, Gregor.
Yeah, they tried to make a video game.
They should have made a UMD on the Vita and pumped it out for £6, and that'd been better, right?
Indeed. All of those words, Gregor.
Yes, all those words. And then the other one I played on Xbox and I think I finished this on Friday, and it came out, I think, on the 31st or the 1st, and that was Jusant. So this is from Don't Nod. This self-published title. It's on Game Pass as well. This is on everything, including Switch. I'm pretty sure there's a Switch version of this. Or if it's the other way around. One of them has a Switch version, one of them don't. This is really good. It reminds me a bit of talking of Switch. It came to everything, but I played it early on Switch called Rhyme. I don't know if you remember that one, Dave.
Yes,
Yes.
I played it when it came to Game
Yeah,
Pass.
Craig
got
got
the
the
completion.
He did.
Yeah, good
it's
game.
It's got similar art style to that sort of thing. So the art style's similar, but it's all built around you basically climb this mountain sort of thing, and use the left trigger to use your left arm, your right trigger to use your right arm to climb the mountain. There's some story told through like collectibles and all that sort of stuff. Music's pretty good, and but yeah, it's just like really well what it's trying to do is really well polished. It's a simple concept. You're climbing a mountain. It's like I was talking about 30 Suitors. Like it's trying to do lots of things. None of them are done particularly well, apart from the story. This is doing like one thing, but one thing really well. Of like climbing the mountain and like the art style and stuff like that. Really good, and it's weird. Like, don't know this year. I've played 2 games of theirs that aren't like A Life is Strange. One of them is the worst game I've played this year in Harmony, and this is like this is like one of the better indies I've played this year. It's not no Cocoon, but it's like definitely up there. So yeah.
Oh yeah, it's very
Stuff.
nice you played Pengi.
That's it.
Lovely.
Yeah.
It was
£123, Dave. In case you're wondering.
£123.
Wait.
So Chloe was very close.
Oh no, wait! You wouldn't have bought either of the digital things next Xbox. They were Game Pass.
No, they both gave me.
No digital pickups in there, Pengi, that you failed to mention to us, just in case.
No, not that I know of.
Okay, so yeah, £123.
Yeah.
Did you play Alan Wake, or have I dreamed that?
I played some more this. I did play like one chapter more since last week.
Was it any good, Pengi?
No, I don't think it's very good at all. The game.
Oh really?
Yeah.
So the whole. I mean, let's go behind the scenes here. The whole image of this thumbnail is Alan Wake 2, because I know you've played it. So I was expecting you to talk about it. So you were about to not talk about it because you didn't
Yeah,
like it.
because I don't think it's very good.
Well, let's talk through this, Pengi. Why don't you like it? What about the game is not sitting well with you? The highly rated video games. It wouldn't be like you to all of a sudden not like a highly rated video game, but.
Well, I got to play more of it because I think I'm only on chapter 5. I think last episode, I think I was on chapter 4 because you get to control Alan then, and I think chapter 5, and I got the choice between Saga and Alan. I went with Saga, did her missions because out of the two, prefer playing as her than Alan. Like her sort of like mission structure in Bright Falls to Alan's in the weird like Dreamworld thing, and then his sort of like ability is like rewriting stuff and that, where hers is all the detective stuff, which RoboCop has got, and it's really cool in RoboCop, sort of thing, detective stuff. But yeah, it's just like fine. The story seems pretty good, so I will go back to it because being digital, it's not like it's going anywhere. Like RoboCop, I'll finish and trade in. It's not something like that. Yeah, but I'm in no rush to get back to it at the moment because I would sooner play just on 30 Suitors, RoboCop, Football Manager this week, etc.
Trendy Pengi. That's what I like to hear. Well, let's move on to Craigo. Craigo, what have you been buying? What have you been playing this calendar week?
So I've bought nothing, Dave.
I expect nothing less.
Not even any vinyls, DVDs. People still buy DVDs. Is that still a thing?
The DVDs are still thing.
UMD Blu-rays, your UHD Blu-rays, you're partial to the odd one or two, I believe. Usually
Yeah, I
it's Lord of
bought
the
one in a
Rings
while.
or it's Star Wars. Or
Yeah.
You saying of like home media, like stuff like that. Weirdly, and I am definitely it's not something I would do because I don't get it myself because like vinyl does sound better, but VHSs has started to be like a thing again.
yeah,
Which
VHS
seems
is a
very
very
weird.
collectible at the moment.
Yeah, and it's like, but the picture quality is way worse and stuff. Where like vinyl, the sound is better, so it makes sense. But yeah, I don't get the VHS one. But yeah, sorry, Cray.
No, it's fine. I mean, I fucking hate VHS. Is a bloody awful thing. Fuck VHSs.
Yeah, I don't get it. I was like, yeah, I get some of them like collecting like old wrestling VHSs with stuff that hasn't been put on DVD or whatever. Maybe that sort of thing, but that's about it. I don't yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I won't be buying any VHSs either. Any in the forthcoming weeks. And tell you boys that. And all I've played, to be honest with you, is more Spider-Man. I think I'm just over 50% according to the little percentage it gives you on the map.
Woo!
I don't know if that's just like 50% of the stuff you do on the map, or if that's 50% of like the whole game. I'm not really sure how that works, but
I
yeah,
think it was the whole game because I think mine didn't go to 100 until I like basically did everything.
yeah. So well, yeah, just over 50%. Game's bloody brilliant, boys, isn't it? It's really good.
Yeah.
Who would have thought it? It's great shit. So yeah, endeavour to keep playing more and enjoying the old side quests. Quite like the fact that a lot of them are kind of ongoing in this. So you like the Sandman one, which I think Dave's done. You you collect all of his collectible bits, and then I'm guessing at the end there's a mission that kind of ties it all together.
Can
Quite like
confirm.
that. Yeah, so I've done the Mysterio one. That was good fun. I think I might have done another one, which I'm blanking on now, but yeah, I'm enjoying that a lot. And all the main quests are just fantastic, aren't they? Absolutely fantastic. You can tell they've like gone all out on the main quest. So yeah, great game. I think that's pretty much literally all I've played.
How exciting! Nothing new
Yeah,
for Greg.
yeah, no, just another great game, this year. Just endless, isn't it?
Yes. I love it. What if you've not bought or played anything, Craig? We'll move on to me. Me.
Yeah.
So I have bought nothing with a K on any game console this week.
Whoa.
I can't imagine I will be buying anything with a K on any console this week until probably Mario RPG.
Also, I was just trying to think of a game that began with K. A K then, but I can't think of it off the top of my
Game-
head.
Okay, Pengi. You got to stop drinking before we record this.
Knack.
Yeah.
Knack,
But you're right. If Knack 2 goes on sale, I won't be able to resist.
Maybe
Get ready to
PlayStation will bring back Knack 3. That might save them from the games as a service doom, right?
I think Knack 3 would probably make me and you sell our Xboxes, Craig.
That could be a thing.
So in terms of played, I've not played anything at all on Xbox. I will eventually.
So I'm now Mr. Xbox if I
You really are
chewing a
Mr.
bit of games.
On the Nintendo Switch, I've been playing copious amounts of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe with the partner because we just love that game. It's great.
Is Chloe any good, or does she suck?
She's pretty good. To be fair, she's pretty good. She's not as good as me.
Do you reckon she beats Chris?
She give Chris a race. We'll do a live stream. Because so the one thing I bought a new capture card.
Nice.
So I can capture 1080p 60 frames a second, switch, whatever else, without having to directly do anything. So because we did quite enjoy our Ghostbusters stream, so I want to do some more stuff. So I can now capture Nintendo stuff. Then we can record it with OBS, and we can use Discord for chat. So we will do a Mario Kart, a Mario Party, and that kind of thing tournament at some point, and Chloe can join us because we need 4 of us, right? Especially Mario Kart 64, because Craig really does talk the smack. So I think he would probably end his own life if he just didn't beat or like to a ridiculous degree. Because I mean, you're pretty good.
I mean, last time I played Pengals, it was embarrassing, wasn't it, Chris?
Mm-hmm.
It was an absolute. I mean, it was destruction, wasn't it? It was a hell of a performance from your boy.
It's not good for Pengi, is it? Well,
No.
But we'll definitely do that at some point. So keep your eyes peeled for that. As for other games on Switch, I have played a little bit of mystery game that I'm considering playing more for a video with Pengi, but we won't talk about that just yet. And I've been playing lots and lots of Super Mario Wonder, and I have no idea why Chris Pengelly doesn't like this game. It is
No, I never said I didn't like it. I said I played the first world.
So good. Like I'm not like Craig. The only way I can describe Super Mario Wonder, is the jump from I don't know, like God of War 3 to God of War. Like it is so much more polished than New Super Mario Brothers. Like the animations are great. The like levels are wonderful. Like it's good. It's so much better than 3D World. Like it's more like that Sackboy game that we're playing, just with even more polish. Like it's just fun. All of the little powers, the badges you get are fun. They're like really innovative for a Mario game that you can have this extra thing you can do, and there's challenges based around it, and yeah, it's just good. It's really, really good looking on the OLED screen. You can pick all these characters. It's just a good game. It is a fantastic game. I'm like the midway through World 2, and I've done everything. I'm trying 100% it, like getting all the stuff, like doing all the little shenanigans, and yeah, it's a really damn good game. And I think it's a must play on Switch. I think it's $39.99 on Amazon, and that's a steal. Absolute steal. It's a great game.
Yeah, I definitely want to get back to it. It's just, It came out. I think coming out the same day as Spider-Man. Way more excited for Spider-Man. Played that, and I've just not sort of gone back to it, and which I really should do. Maybe this week. That is the thing.
I would recommend. I know we've got you a code for another game, Craig, Pengi, that we can't talk about just yet, and Craig is going to be very excited for that review when it comes out.
Yeah.
But yes, you should definitely play Mario Wonder. And other than that, just much like Craig, much more Spider-Man. I have done no story missions though. Like I've got the prompt for the first Mysterio story mission, Craig, and in that time I've done all the photo ops, all of the Sandman, all of the experiments, and one other, all of the Prowlers side quests. I've done all of that,
Nice.
and I haven't touched
Oh.
the Mysterio mission.
Have you seen? I don't know if you would have popped up yet. The spy bots, the little spider bots.
No, I haven't got that far yet. I've seen the trophy for it, but I haven't got that.
Yeah, okay. Well,
side quest again.
There's an ability so you can see them on the map. So
yeah, I guess there'd be one for the tech stuff as well, right? Because you needed to get all of those tech boxes for a trophy.
You don't need to get all of them. There's
really?
plenty.
Because I've been getting loads of them as I go by, and But
but there is a skill so you can see them, and I think that's how I managed to get the what do you call it, all the spider bot things.
Okay, cool. Well, thanks for the tip, Pengi. I'll definitely try that. But yeah, Spider-Man 2 is great. It's a really weird game to review because it's just more of the previous games. Really, like it's good. It's really, really good. But it's just more of the other games, and the other games are really, really good. Like it's not an insult or like a downgrade to say that it's really, really good, but it is in fact really, really good. It's a really difficult one, but it's probably pretty tied between Mario Wonder and Spider-Man 2 for my game of the year so far. If they end how they start, if that makes sense. Right now, the completed game of the year is Starfield, but I think I'm gonna like both of those games more, to be honest. But yeah, it's been a very good year, like Craig said. Like the top, I think this is one of the first years where I generally think I could make a top 20 of games that have come out, and there's games that like we either haven't played or just haven't completed. Like I know, like me and Pengi haven't played Dead Space, for example, and that's probably going to be on Craig's list at some point, right? And
we're very high on Craig's list. Oh yeah,
Resident Evil 4, and then you go Hi-Fi Rush, Hogwarts, Jedi, Spider-Man, Starfield, Mario Wonder, Mario RPG, Fire Emblem Engage. I think was this year as well.
Oh yeah.
Like there's just so many games. Pikmin 4, like that's in the backlog. Still got to get to that. But yeah, really good year. And that is all I've actually no tell a lie. I've lied to you. I did start Alan Wake Remastered on PS5
Okay.
because it was a PS Plus game.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's fine. It seems okay. Like I was just curious because I haven't played like any of the Remedy games apart from Quantum Break and the original Max Payne games. So I was like, I would kind of like to play Control, which I have via PS Plus, and I'd kind of like to play the Max Payne remakes when they come out because they
Control is amazing. Control is very, very good.
Yeah, you guys have always talked really highly of it. And I know it's a relatively doable platinum as well. But yeah, I want to give those a go. Like I said, they did like a investor call where they talked about the Max Payne remakes, and I was like, maybe I need to get on this Remedy. And obviously, Alan Wake 2 is reviewed really well. I think it's probably a little bit too scary for me, but
like I said, I only played one more chapter. I haven't found what I've played to be that scary.
No, but I'm a wuss.
Yeah,
and that's a real problem. But
it's more what I play, more psychological horror than like a scary horror game. If that makes sense, I would put more Silent Hill than I'm trying to think like an Outlast or whatever, where it's all about jump scares and that sort of thing.
Yeah, I can see that. It's one of those. I think it's just getting time in it. But yeah, that's all I've played. That's all we've all played. So we didn't really go into this episode with a topic, to be honest with you. Behind the scenes here, it's been a very busy day, I think, in Save Slot 3 HQ. Everyone's working or videoing women's football matches, which sounds sketchier than perhaps needs to. So we're going to do a little off-the-fly topic this week, and we're going to talk about... Because obviously we're going to do the big Christmas topic. We're going to do a Games at Christmas, like we do every year, because everyone loves talking about Games at Christmas. So we're going to do the pre-bit now. So I just want to think about games that you have enjoyed in the run-up to a Christmas break. So, for example, Call of Duty comes out every year, right? Is there a big Call of Duty memory? Is there a midnight launch for Call of Duty for FIFA that comes to mind? We're going to start with Pengi because he has the most experience with everything. So, Pengi, think back in the annals of your history, the annals of your history. What kind of November games do you enjoy?
We normally, like you said, you normally do get the big release sort of every November and stuff like that. And I did used to enjoy it, COD, sort of thing. A little bit seeing being like I was doing the game show podcast earlier today, and the 2 rounds I did on the PS4 and Xbox One, because they're both 10 years old now. So you're talking about like midnight launches. Like I remember going to the PS4 midnight launch in Bridgewater. So that's kind of sketchy in itself.
Especially back then, Pengi.
Especially back then. Actually, it might have been better back then. Who knows?
Who knows?
Sort of thing. Yeah, no, obviously lead up to Christmas of that, and obviously having. I would have been similar time off to now to play like the PS4 and stuff like that. And then obviously, I can't remember what I would have got for Christmas, but I would definitely got PS4 games for Christmas. And like, I remember getting my cousin getting like his PS4 and stuff like that, and playing. I want to say no, because Destiny would have been 2014. Definitely played something multiplayer like as soon as he got his PS4, but I can't try to think what would have been. It must have been the Call of Duty sort of thing, off the top of my head, sort of thing. So you always like that sort of thing, console launches, and it's like, oh, what can I ask for Christmas and stuff, for that new console. So maybe like next year with the Switch 2 or something, maybe. Even though I don't actually think that'd be November. I think it'd be earlier.
We need to do the Switch 2 episode at some point.
Yeah.
Because I know that we're all living a dream that that's going to happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, how about you, Craigo? Any memories that come to mind?
Of Christmas, not really, but I would say the only midnight launch I've ever gone to was a random FIFA one year. All I remember is we went to. This is way before we all started working at a certain supermarket. We went. Me and my friend. We went to this certain supermarket that all 3 of us have worked for or do work for at some point.
I could say the name because I'm never going to work there again.
And I remember getting there, and this is obviously back when supermarkets actually tried with music videos and games. And we walked in, and the security guard was stood at the front. He was like, "I wouldn't even bother, boys." And I remember being like, what do you mean? He's like, "You can be here for ages." And then we looked at the queue, and they're queuing pretty much all the way down the store. And this is a large supermarket as well, nearly to the front door for FIFA. And I looked at that and went, "Nah, fuck that." And we went into town. I went to a little store called Game Station, boys. Remember Game Station?
Mm-hmm.
And I remember going in there, and by this point, it was after midnight, obviously, because we'd driven to the supermarket, then driven to town. It's probably half, maybe even closer to 1 at this time. We went to Game Station, not a soul. There's about 5 people stood behind the counter, not a soul. We went up, we got our copies of FIFA, and they were like, "That's the 12th and the 13th copy we've sold." And I was like, "Oh, the writing's on the wall here, isn't it?" Not long after that Game Station no longer existed.
God, I miss Game Station. I miss Game Station so much.
Yeah, Game Station was so good.
What
FIFA was it then for everyone to be that excited for it?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Was it 360 or Xbox One?
Oh, 360, 100%.
So it was probably like 2011, 2012, right?
Yeah. But yeah, I just remember walking that poor Game Station. Like I said, there's about five guys behind the counter. They'd obviously all come in at midnight on a whatever it would have, probably a Thursday, right? That's what 10 games tend to release onto a Friday, don't they? Probably gone home, come back, at midnight to set up, and yeah, we were like the 12th and the 13th customer they'd served. Yeah, like I said, that was nearly the end of Game Station then. But yeah, that's pretty best. I think that's the only midnight launch I've ever gone to.
the icon's quite huge, and I think I've mentioned it before, like famously with the Wii U, that they
Oh
opened
yeah,
just for me and some other guy
Some
yeah.
other loser
at midnight.
just there, like, no.
Yeah, yeah. There was obviously like when we actually went, there was actually more than just me and him, but they were opening because of me and him, sort of thing. So I guess that when they told people they were going to open midnight, other people went, and sort of thing. I feel, um, my sort of a chap I worked with at the time, I think he came as well, and I think he bought like Crisis or something came out that day, if I remember correctly, which is just like an odd one, but yeah.
Midnight launches is a funny thing because it's one of those things that we lived it through as late teenagers, sort of
Mm.
very early adults, so we didn't really get the massive benefit of it. Like if we'd been a couple years older, especially me and Pengi, because obviously Craig's a little bit younger than us. I'll say that before he comes and says it, but we're all old. Like we didn't get the full enjoyment, and I always wanted to do a midnight launch in America because it just seemed so chaotic. Like it was always pretty crazy here, but like the Americans do it a different way, don't they? But midnight launches are so November games. I remember getting Gears of War 2. I was at my first year of university, and I went to the game station in Newport, which is just or perhaps more sketchy than Bridgewater. You may have your own discussion,
Mm.
which place you'd rather be in at midnight. But yeah, I remember getting
Well,
Gears
I
of
know how many police officers did they have in Newports?
in Newport. The police wouldn't bother with that, Pengi. You're on
See,
your own. You're
Bridgewater
on your
had
own.
like two police cars, like 4 police officers. You know.
I think console launches. So we did the Halo Reach midnight launch, and there was definitely police there for that because it would have
Mm.
been just absolutely. Because I think they did a console as well, if I remember rightly, like a launch
Yeah.
console. Gears 2 they might as well anyway, but Gears 2 I remember getting the special edition, the one with the like art book that you could bring out. I don't know why I said that like I'm a member of the Wurzels, but anyway. And I remember getting home, getting the 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 Doritos, the Pepsi Max, and then playing from when did I get back? Because I lived in a place called Killeen, which I can say because it's no longer the university campus. So it's like a village on the outside of Newport. So we had to get a bus. So I not only had I gone into sketchy ass Newport at midnight with money in my pocket, I then had to take there was like what 20 of us from the uni, then took a bus up to Killeen at 1 in the morning from Newport. So that was about as much sketch as you could imagine. And then yeah, we got it home. Obviously, this was back in the good old days where if you put games into your console, boys, it just used to run. No installations unless you're on a PS3, but you could just install it and play. And we played Gears of War 2, which is the first game. You're gonna have to quote me on this, Pengi, because you probably know more than I do. I believe Gears 2 was the first game that had a horde mode,
Yeah, that was the
and that
big
was
deal,
like
and
the
it was
big deal.
fantastic.
And playing that game in horde mode when you'd never played anything like, because it was just before Firefight, which was the Halo version of it with ODST, and it was insane playing that game in horde mode. On launch night, we played loads of that. We played loads of multiplayer. Me and my friend played the game in co-op all the way through, and yeah, that's one of my favorite midnight launch memories. Is because just what it was such a great game, such a big improvement on one of my favorite games of all time. Obviously, the official Save Slot 3 game of all time, Gears of War. But yeah, and I do miss it. And like you said about Game Station and midnight launch stuff, it's just one of those things that I think if you're under the age of probably 30 now, I just don't think you have any sort of recollection of it. Because I think in the only other one I can think of is when I used to work in the supermarket, which we cannot name. Um, I remember doing the Call of Duty Advanced Warfare midnight launch, and it was a very strange one, Craig, because if you remember this rightly, they launched that game twice. So we did the Zero Edition, which came out 3 days before. So we did the midnight launch of Call of Duty Advanced Warfare Zero Edition, which was the exact same game, but it had some gold skins. But it was called
Hmm.
the Zero Edition. That came out on, I don't know, let's say November 1st. And then the actual game, so we could sell Zero Edition from November 1st to November 4th. But then we couldn't sell the actual normal version of the game in that time. And they came in together, which was as much chaos as you could imagine it would have been. And this was probably the last big launch. This was Xbox One, PS4, um, And I think this was the first one that they took the campaign out, maybe, of the old ones.
This is the one where they just tried to copy Titanfall, right?
Yes, Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, this is the one because this is like everyone gets like Titanfall. Titanfall was so good it changed Call of Duty. It's very odd time.
I bought an Xbox One for Titanfall. I've said that on the show. I remember like watching. I was so annoyed by all of the Xbox decisions, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go PS4." And me and my friend at the time were like, "Oh, we're both gonna get PS4s." And I played the beta for Titanfall at a friend's house, and I literally bought an Xbox One that night. But yeah, Advanced Warfare
it was so good. It was just everything. Yeah, everyone just changed it. And Advanced Warfare was bloody awful. Terrible.
See, I've got a love-hate with that game because I really enjoyed the story mode. I thought the story mode was really good. Like, I know we can't be nice about Kevin Spacey now.
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna throw things at my girlfriend in a minute. But you can't be nice about Kevin Spacey. But like that was really well done. Like he was good in that game. So was Troy Baker as the main character, and the setting was really interesting. And I mean, it had the meme, the press F to pay respects meme, which is just funny. And like that, I think that's what it's famous for. But yeah, I don't know. The multiplayer was wank. But I was already deep into Titanfall at that point, so I was just like, I want give me my giant mech.
It was like they tried to copy Titanfall, but then it was like, oh, where's the mechs then? Yeah, oh, there's no mechs. I'll just go play Titanfall then because that has mechs.
Right. But that's
God, Titanfall was good, wasn't it? God,
but
where's
sadly,
Titanfall 3, boys? Where's Titanfall?
Apex Legends has killed that cricket.
I know. It's so sad.
Poor Craigo.
Poor Craig.
Bring it back, Respawn. Just bring it back.
You just
We'll all buy it. We'll all buy it. We promise.
did
Even Chris.
Pengos, did you buy Titanfall when it came out?
What, Titanfall 1? Yes.
Yeah. Okay, good. Because otherwise, if you'd let that die as well, then you know,
Yeah.
after you let Sega die, after you killed Sonic, after you choked Sonic to death, when he said, "Pengos, save me," you went no, and you murdered him.
Yeah, on a train.
On a train, you murdered him on a train. But yeah, that's Midnight Launches. I say it's going to be a very truncated episode this week because nothing's happened.
Think, like, will we get those? I guess we still will get the odd one, but I'm thinking like next year Switch 2. I'm like, our local games now in a Sports Direct. I'm like, can't see them having a midnight launch, for instance. I can see the game in like Bridgewater, like 2 towns over, having one still because there's just a regular sort of store still. But yeah, it's like a weird one. It's like the only thing I could possibly think would have one. I guess PS6 and Series X2 would.
I mean, I think we need to video you going to Bridgewater at midnight and buying an expensive games console and not getting mugged.
No, because he's going to buy it on. He's going to make the same mistake he did last time, Dave. He'll pre-order it from some dodgy website. Because Chris Pengi does not learn.
He doesn't.
He's stubborn. He's a stubborn man who will not learn. You know, whatever me and Dave advise him to do, just he'll agree with it and do the opposite. So they buy it from a dodgy website again, and they probably get fucked over again. But
see, I intend to buy mine from either Amazon, who don't tend to let me down, or Nintendo directly, who have only ever once let me down, and they gave me excellent customer service, so it was fine.
I mean, they did also send you a free, well, not a free, but a fucking
they did send me,
free.
They did send me
OLED.
a £50 OLED,
yeah,
and all I wanted was an N64 controller.
Yeah, like my PS5 was shot too, which you mentioned, but then my Series X was also shot too, and that was being perfectly fine. So who knows?
Who knows?
And my Portal is coming from Game, so
and I can't wait for that review from Pengi. I do tend to go with Game because they're a game shop, but if I can, I Amazon because I've got Prime. Like, I know when it's coming, unless it's
just easier, isn't it? Just easier.
Well, you say that. I know someone took a day off and Amazon were going to deliver it on that day and didn't deliver on that day.
Craig has just awful lunch. Awful lunch?
Yeah.
Man, I had a stroke today. What's going on? Craig's had awful luck with Amazon as of recently. Whenever he books a day off, so I think Craig never has a day off again. I think that's how we solve this.
Yeah, plus obviously saying like the game thing, like the problem with my launch PS5 is like trying to send it back. Like,
I know, we know, Chris. This is what we mean. Yeah, that's shenanigans.
Yeah, I think. Well, it's during COVID as well, which didn't help. But like this PS5 being from Game, if there's a problem, I can just walk back into Game with it. and obviously with it's slightly different now, but like launches, like take the Switch launch, it's like, oh, you buy Skylanders with it, you can get Skylanders for $39.99 instead of like $59.99. I'm like, I will have a copy of Skylanders, please. So the Switch 2 is like, oh, you can get Call of Duty, whatever it is next year for $49.99 instead of like $59.99. I'm like, I will have the Call of Duty game, please.
See, I can't see Craig going and buying Skylanders.
Or a Switch 2, but
No, yeah.
No, Switch 2. Yeah, the Switch, I mean, again, we will do a whole episode about the Switch successor. If it ends up being the rumors, which is basically just a big DS, then I mean, I think I have to buy it. I don't think I'd be able to say no. Love the DS.
You're not going to say no anyway, Dave.
No, I'm probably not. Like me and my girlfriend had this discussion literally the other day, and we're like, we're always going to have a Nintendo console because there's always going to be the need to play Mario Kart. Always the need. Always.
Yeah.
Always, Pengi. You guys need to get on it as well because I feel like you guys are putting up rookie numbers on Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Yeah, I played like quite a bit on Mario Kart 8 on Wii U, so I've never been.
You didn't play as much as I did though.
I didn't play as much as you, no.
We're getting the final track pack in 4 days' time.
Oh yeah, so yeah, I might play some.
So
Mario
we'll probably
Kart
do
then.
some form of video when we record that. But yeah,
Yes.
so I think that will end the episode this week, so we can all go to beddy buys. Thank you for watching. If you got this far, please comment Pengels in yen if you get this far, and we will see you the same time next week.
Bye.